Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hold on. Brett Favre throws stones at Deshaun Watson from the porch of a glass house. Hall of Fame quarterback Brett Favre has every right to express his opinion on any and all topics on which he chooses to express an opinion, and anyone who chooses to react to Favre's opinion with an opinion of their own has that right to do so. Case in point, Favre has chimed in on the Deshaun Watson situation in Houston. Watson wants out, and the team has not slammed the door on the possibility of trading him. Favre, speaking to Yahoo Sports, offered up a quote that can fairly be called nonsensical at best. You get paid a ton of money to do a certain job and just do it and let the chips fall where they may, Favre said. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, but I'm not saying he's wrong. Again, I think it's different day and time, and it'll be interesting to see how the organization handles it. So basically, Favre says Watson should shut up and play, but maybe he shouldn't because maybe he's right and things are different than they used to be. And let's see if the Texans give Watson the thing that he may or may not have a right to ask for. Watson's agent, David Mulligetta, simply thinks Favre should shut up. Brett should probably stop throwing stones from that glass house he's sitting in. Mulligetta said on Twitter, Mulligetta is right. Favre basically held the Packers hostage for several years with his incessant musings about retirement. Then after he retired, he decided he wanted to play for someone other than the Packers, so he showed up out of the blue and forced a trade. He wanted desperately to be traded in the NFC North. The Packers refused, but Favre ended up in Minnesota after a season with the Jets. So how is what Favre did in 2008 different for what Watson is doing in 2021? The only difference is that it took Favre a full year to get what he wanted. So, Brett Favre throwing a lot of stones. Him and Dick Vermeil basically are calling Watson basically a baby. Dick Vermeil said that he's a baby. He needs to change his Pampers and play. It's in your contract. It's not in your contract that they have to talk to you about what's going on with the organization. But at the same time, you have to understand, this is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Now, Brett Favre, is he wrong? Yes and no. The wrong part, the part that he's right on is that they are paid millions of dollars to do what they're supposed to do. And he did sign the contract. And this was even after DeAndre Hopkins was traded and all of these moves Bill O'Brien was making. Deshaun Watson could have not signed that contract and waited it out, get picked up by a team in free agency, and then move on with his future. You know, now he's not right in the case that what Deshaun Watson is doing is wrong. He even said it. Brett Favre even said that he's not wrong if he wants a trade, but I think people are upset because Brett's not the one who's supposed to be talking about this. And Brett Favre was contemplating retirement because he carried the Packers for so long and he got tired of it. And it was draining to keep coming back off season after off season. And you're not really adding to the repertoire of the team to get better. Now, Brett Favre also, he was wrong in this as well because he did hold that franchise hostage. He did force a trade where he wanted to go to Minnesota, but they sent him to the Jets, and then he went to Minnesota a year afterwards. So I agree with the agent of Deshaun Watson, David Mulligetta, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's correctly right. But to me, Deshaun Watson, I can't feel sorry for him. You signed the contract. You signed it. If you would not have signed that contract, you could have had an ability to pick where you wanted to go. You could have went to an organization that's about winning. If you look at the past of the Houston Texans, Deshaun, what showed you they're about winning? These guys drafted David Carr and put him behind some of the worst offensive lines, made David Carr out to be a trash quarterback when I think he was a fairly decent QB. He could have been a good QB, not a great one, but a good QB that could have got you to places. But they didn't put the weapons or the line around him. Then they ran Arian Foster into the ground, and you had an Andre Johnson. They wasted his prime years. When he had Matt Schaub, that was the best they could do. They went and got Matt Schaub, which didn't show nothing in Atlanta. The organization as a whole has been terrible. And you signed the goddamn contract. You should not have signed the contract. You should have waited. That's why I give Dak a full applause. I love what Dak's doing. Dak ain't finna get lowball. Dak like, look, man, I'm getting paid, whether it's with you or it's with somebody else, but you're still going to pay me for a year. You're going to pay me 40-some this year if you want to franchise tag me. And then next year, you're going to have to pay me 50-some million. So it's up to you to keep putting yourself in this hole. But Deshaun, they weren't going to hire a black coach anyway. They're Houston. They are Houston. They are in Texas. Texas is one of the most racist states in America. Ohio right there, Florida's right there, Georgia, Mississippi. It's the South, Deshaun. You know this. And this is football. These owners are racist. They want to pick the coach that better fits them. If they could pick the coach that they could go have a drink with, talk about these broads with, and talk about the daily things with, you know, what white stuff is. You know what they love to do. They like what the white things or what white America people love to do. That's what they like. They do not want to talk to no Eric Bieniemy. They don't. They don't want black coaches or black quarterbacks. You see they're tearing Lamar Jackson down. You know, they don't want black quarterbacks. They want the typical white guy, the build, the 6'4" guy, like a Peyton Manning, you know. So it's like Brett Favre, man, I understand what he was saying, you know, and to me, I think he should have approached it differently. I think he should have just sat back and just said, hey, it is what it is. You know, I wish the best for him and move on from it. You're going to get criticized, Brett, because you did hold the Packers hostage. That's why they went and got Aaron Rodgers, because Ted Thompson got tired of you always trying to make up your mind. Now, albeit, to me, I felt like you have that right to do that because you put a lot into that organization. And if it wasn't for you, that organization would have been dead in the water. Like, seriously. You basically saved them for a decade. No, I mean 2 decades. This guy was carrying that franchise. So I just think that he approached it wrong. To me, he's right and wrong. To me, I don't have sympathy for Deshaun Watson because he signed the contract, and they're not going to trade you because it's too much dead cap. Now, you can sit out and do a Le'Veon Bell, and you do a Le'Veon Bell and lose all that money. You're never going to recoup it. And a year sitting out of football is not going to help you. This is not the NBA. The NBA, you could pull stunts and force trades because the black player basically owns the league, but they take over the league. They run the league because they're the face. You can see their faces. They bring in money like to certain stuff where players in the NFL don't bring in. And the players in the NFL, you guys are just toy soldiers. You guys are jarheads. That's it. It's about the logo. It's about the team logo and the NFL logo, the shield. You don't come before the team. And Deshaun needs to understand this. But Brett Favre, I mean, man, you got to you got to choose your words wisely, man. You got to be careful how you talk, because you were in this situation and you forced a trade as well, regardless of if you were right or wrong in doing it. To me, I think you're not the person with the biggest expertise on this, but I do agree with him that you're paid millions and you're paid to shut up and play, basically. But he's also wrong because he's the one saying this stuff when he did it. But he's right that he also said in his article, if you read it, that Deshaun Watson's not wrong for, requesting a trade, So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you want to donate to the page, you can cash at me at the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we out. Deezy.